in the jail like a lot.
Yeah, because they be rolling them bitches in jail and shit.
They spend a lot on fucking little cigarettes and.
My brother was
joints.
telling me how he was selling them bitches. I was like, where you getting them from? He said the guards. Mm-hmm. I was like, damn.
They be paying the guards and shit, and the guards will just fuck around and bring it into them.
Shit, because I had so many questions. I was genuinely curious about how that shit work. I'm like, dude, the shit be happening? I was like, bro, this man. Did I tell you about that shit about the X on the door?
Mm-mm.
Bro, I'll quickly talk about it.
And you showed it to them.
Yeah, so my brother was in prison. This motherfucker goes one of his first week there, first nights there, whatever.
Jail.
Yeah. No, it's prison.
So I tried to throw you some bills, y'all.
No, he's badass.
Shout out to you, bro.
He did his thing though. He free, exactly. He reformed. He a changed man. But his ass, he said he go there. He got to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. He get up to go to the bathroom. He walk into the bathroom. It's two mops. They crossed over the stall, and he go to pee, but he hears something. He thinking somebody getting poked up. You know what I'm saying? He thinking somebody getting stabbed. Man, He said, I heard like a little. It started sounding like at first it sounded like a little commotion, like somebody was getting their shit poked. But he said then it started sounding like somebody was getting their shit poked, and he said, bruh. He said, I ain't even pee that night. I went back to my bed and laid my ass down. He said, every time this, as soon as I laid down, bunkmate goes, yeah, bro. He said, you can't be going to the bathroom at night, especially if you see them exes. He said, say no more. I won't ever go in there again. He said, I'm going to piss my pants.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, oh, shit.
I just watched the story. I try not to watch them too much because I don't even want that type of mentalities going in my head. But there's a few people that are real good at telling these jail stories. One of them is named Joe Baker, and that nigga is telling a story. Matter of fact, it wasn't Joe Baker. It was Bill Feasy. He was doing skits and shit on TikTok while he was in jail because he had the phone.
Yeah, they has be wilding with that shit.
Yeah, apparently like a lot of people have phones in jail. They just cost a lot of. Or if you got money, you could buy one in jail. To put it like that. But he was telling the story. Apparently, a guard was selling pussy in jail.
I could believe that one.
And the pimp was an inmate. You
got a motherfucker with no freedom pimping you out.
Guess how much it cost?
A cigarette.
You crazy. $1,200 if you wanted to get like a quick 5 minutes, but it got to be in a train, and you had to already be.
Well, it got to be in a train.
You run the train because it's quick. Like you got 5 minutes, and somebody getting in right behind you. 5 minutes, go quick like that. And it was like you got to already be ready, and if you're not ready, then you lose your turn, and your bread apparently, or you might just have to wait till your next time. $1,500 if you wanted 15 minutes alone, where the same rules, you got to be ready and all that. And that dude paid for it. He paid $1,500 for it, and he was like, "I don't even know why I paid for the $15. I just didn't want to be with them dudes because I show lasted every bit of 2 minutes." And
how the fuck that?
But it was crazy to me. It's like, Shawty, what you got going on?
Do it be through like the cell, like
in the cells?
Oh, she go in the cell. Oh yeah, well she is a guard. She can't just go.
They would go during lunch. So while like the people went to lunch, some people would be like, I don't want to go. I'm gonna stay here in the cell. And while they take them to lunch, you in the cell, she's the guard that's supposed to be watching over the cell or whatever. Instead of being at her desk, she's in the cell and she's doing her rounds type shit.
Oh my God, a daily checkup.
But like, bruh, what are you thinking that you out here selling pussy in a jail?
And you got, bro, that's equivalent to a slave back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Horrible thing, but
I'm really trying to see. Go ahead.
That's equivalent to a slave pimping like the master's wife or some shit like that to the other slaves. In a way.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like that's like if a slave would have just started like, hey, I'm finna focus. Hey, y'all trying to run the train for? I don't know what they would sell, but you know what I'm saying. That's kind of equivalent. I ain't relating prisoners to like no slaves and nothing. Like I'm just saying like that shit not supposed to happen.
Depending on who you ask.
It's like shit so flip. Yeah, because I mean chain gang and all that shit.
Yeah, they say there's a lot of free labor that comes out of jail, or a little to nothing labor. Cause
they'll get like a couple cents or some shit like that for like.
It's not funny, but it's like it's so crazy to say that.
You in the yard all, you know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know exactly what they do, but I mean I would go visit my uncle or some shit like that, and I see motherfuckers working and shit like that, and like say I mean, you really risking your life. You out there in the open. Maybe you got ops and you over here working. A motherfucker could really break that broom mop. And all my interactions is through like fucking power, like movies and shows and shit. And apparently you hear these stories like from people like that tell their stories and like this shit really be happening. Like, what's his name?
Shit, Boosie told a story about some gay shit. As soon as he got out of jail.
Boosie kind of little.
He said he went. He got big in prison.
For real?
Remember, Boosie was super skinny.
Boosie in shape, though.
Well, he is, because of prison. He don't look like how he did when he got out, but Boosie got big in prison because, you know, he said he went in the bathroom, saying it's your brother, and he said he just heard, and he said he looked over, he said, it was a nigga riding dick from the back, man.
You know how he be? He be like, man, it was a motherfucker. He get real
frisky as hell. I'm like,
that had to be on Vlad.
I'm like, what? They was doing that? And you say that night he called the lawyer, said, I got to get out of here. And of course he didn't get out at that time. But imagine, if you into that, then you know that's a different beast. But imagine you going in there and you just seeing what he said. Like, that's crazy.
Imagine this, right?
And then on your first night or first couple of nights,
that shit's scary.
It's over.
Because immediately, if I were, and I don't ever want to knock on wood, I ain't going. No. Shit. Look, I'm gonna be a confinement, my boy. I ain't being nowhere near the general population if y'all on that nasty games.
I just hope it's not some shit that I have to stand on. Like, if it's some shit that I know,
I'm like, fuck, bro.
Or like me and somebody did some shit and we knew all the risks, I'm like, damn, I gotta take this L. But if it's some shit that I know I had nothing to do with, I'm like, oh, hell no. Hey, boy, you need to tell them what's going on. They sucking dick in here. Come on.
Look. So I got a dude I used to work with. His ass, he used to be a CO, correction officer. Man, his ass fucking, he was telling me like one of his first nights, fucking, he walking doing his rounds at night. He was on the night shift. He was a newer guy. He was working night shift. They got more money. So he's walking around doing his rounds. He hits the bathroom. That's the typical route, whatever. He go in the bathroom and hear exactly the sound you made. He hear that sound. He thought somebody was getting jumped, or he said he finds out. You know what I'm saying? The next, he literally walked in there. He turned around. He left.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cold, because if somebody's in there getting shanked or something, like, you supposed to be the first one to help their ass out. But I mean, I get it. You probably not trying to get shanked too, because I think they only get their ass like a baton or some shit. So they don't really got much protecting themselves.
That come in to shoot. Or like with the non-lethal shit you was talking about. Mm-hmm. Another team would say
they don't really be having guns and like that. I think tasers maybe.
They said they see it all the time. Like from the stories they was telling, they was like, there'd be times where like the guards would be looking in, seeing somebody getting stabbed up and just like, hey, they fighting in here.
Yeah,
they know they're not going in and break it up. Yeah. And if you see them videos on YouTube and back in the day World Star, they be having like swords and shit. Yeah, I wouldn't have went in there either.
Yeah, what? I'm leaving that shit alone. He said the next day they found out somebody got raped, and he said, I'm being honest. He said, I'm kind of glad I didn't intervene. He said, because I could have been the one getting raped. I said, he said he quit after that shit. I said, damn, bro. I said he could have saved somebody rump, bro.
How so? Well, he would have went in there and had to fight the nigga. If the nigga I don't know what race he was. If the person overpowered the dude enough to rape him, whether maybe he had a knife or he was just that type of real scary dude that you had to give up your rump for it. You mean to tell me y'all wanted Buddy to get in there and be like, hey, chill out? Like, hell no, you would have got stabbed or beat up. It's over with.
Motherfucker, like they was dogs locked up.
It's over. Man, oh man, I hate it for you. Let me go. If anything, it'll make me go back to my desk and go look up what happened. What dude who actually
missing from their cell right now?
Who was the person?
I'm gonna make a report.
I'm gonna look up the victim, like his record, and be like, oh, okay then. Damn, man, you shouldn't have did what you did. Cause if it was like he did something light and just happened to be in jail, like, damn, man, I know you didn't see this coming. But if you was like a real bad person, I'm like, hey man, he coming now. Over with. Made your bed.
I like you and I want you.
You made your bed, nigga.
The easy way.
Not cuddling with
do the hard way. This shit logged up. But nah,
all the people that's in there wrongfully accused and all that, or in there for marijuana. If you in there for marijuana, that's some bullshit.